Aloha, Coconut Mommy here. Today we are going to paint a wave on a canvas bag. Canvas bags are quite useful. We have Earth Day coming up here in April, or Earth Month, and with these canvas bags they're really sturdy and they're great for using for shopping, for school books, or just for throwing in your towels and beach stuff. So today we're going to paint one of my favorite things is the wave. Here it is painted on wood. So we're going to use this basic design and paint it on canvas. And yes, you can paint on canvas, and it'll last quite a while. I've got some of these canvas bags that I painted years ago that you can wash. I recommend cold, inside out, to protect it a little bit like you would any really nice fabrics. And away we go. For our colors today, I'm using some of my favorite wave colors, which are a couple different shades of blue, a little splash of green, because if you're a surfer, you know about being in the green room, and then of course a little dash of red to just have a little fire in that wave. One of my favorite brushes to paint with is the angle brush, and let's get started. First, I'm going to start with a little bit of the darker blue and do the basic shape that we're starting with, which is tougher to see. I'm actually going to do a line of that in white so you can get a better idea of our initial shape that we're going for. So pretty much like a backwards C. If you're a surfer, this would be a right, and since I am a regular foot surfer, that's one of the waves that I like to surf the best. You can add a little bit to the nose here, and then just go backwards until you get that shape how you like it. When I'm painting on canvas, or when I'm painting on the canvas bag, I don't like to use a lot of water because then it's going to soak into the fabric, and I really kind of do the same principle when I'm painting on canvas or wood as well. So you can add a touch of water as you go to blend, but I would recommend, as you can see, I'm painting and my brush is still damp from my initial getting it in the water, but I'm not going to do a lot. So after we get our initial shape here, then we're going to keep adding a little to the top. We're not going to do the white section of the wave until very last. And with this one, since we're painting it on a canvas, we're just going to do the wave and not the sunset that we might do on other paintings. If you would like to add maybe a sunshine or a moon or something else, feel free to do that. It's always fun to kind of add your own touch to it. So let's just add in, I'm going to rinse it just a little bit here. And when I rinse it, I always dab it on a paper towel just to make sure that I don't go from soppy wet to putting it in the paint and then it gets all drippy. When you add the white to it, especially on a dark canvas bag like this, you can see put down the white first and then add some of this medium blue, and then it really just makes that blue pop. Now I'll put some lighter on the inside here, give a little bit of dimension, and you can kind of let your brush skip along with the texture of it, and don't worry about it being too solid, even kind of jumping along like that, because that gives your wave some movement. See, when we get it kind of, and you notice when you look out on the waves, if you like to go out for maybe a walk on the beach and you look out over the ocean, that there's usually a lot of texture. Sometimes you'll see that it's completely glassy, which is something that surfers like to see, not too much texture on the water when they're paddling out there. But there's always a little bit of texture, like fabric that's got nubs in it like that. Let's add a little bit more green along here. See? And this is the start of our wave. We're actually partway through here. Let's add a little dash of red. See how, there you go. See how much fun that is? A little bit of contrast. Now since the red is so different from our blues and I want to add a little bit more blue to the back side of the wave, I'm going to rinse off my brush, because if you get the red with the blue, as you know, red and blue makes purple. So I'm going to rinse it off a little bit more and then add a little bit of dark to the outside. And again, this is a really darker colored canvas. I've got several different colors of canvas. In fact, you too can order your canvas bag painting kit at coconutmommy.com. Go and check it out. Now, I think I kind of have this how I like it. I like to keep the waves kind of simple. By the way, when I started doing this, I should have mentioned, when I'm painting a canvas bag, I like to put a piece of cardboard in the back so it doesn't go through. You're not going to want to just paint your bag without something in between there so the fabric gets stuck together. So put a piece of cardboard. If you've got even a little piece of wood, I actually have a little tiny wooden canvas in here that keeps it all solid and the fabric fairly taut for you to get your picture on here. Now let's add some white, and with the white we're just going to dab. I like to start on the tip of the wave and go back a little bit to kind of test out, like, how is my brush feeling here? Kind of daub it down like that, and then bring, barely touching it, bring it around like this. See those pictures by like Clark Little, some of the great wave photographers, and how they can just get, just that little touch of drip of water right there as the wave is breaking. Here we go. We're going to add just a little bit more. You can leave the top of your wave, the crest, as just really full and white. Don't put too much gobs of paint when you're working on fabric, because it will tend to peel off. And I know that if you've been to any classes, you know that I love to get texture and add extra paint on when you're working on wood or with a canvas, but with fabric it's a little bit different. So if you're painting a t-shirt, which we'll do in another video, or if you're painting on canvas, which is fabric as well, of course, then I recommend don't get it too gloppy, because one thing that I figured out is that it does tend to kind of peel off a little bit. Like any shirt, if you get like a puff print shirt, sometimes it will just kind of peel off after a bit. This will give you longer wear if you don't put it too thick. So what do you think? We have a wave ready to go surf or shop, head to the beach. Let me show you a little bit up close so you can check it out. I have stabilized it a little bit on the easel here, which typically, I know this is easier for presentation, but I actually really like painting on a flat table. So don't worry about getting an easel. If you don't have one, just start on a table. And here we go. What do you think? It's a way that you can save trees by using a reusable shopping bag, and also make it yours, make it fun. So when you get done, if you like, after it dries, get a really thin paintbrush and maybe put your name, or what I like to write, Aloha, on it sometimes. So I hope you have a fabulous day. Enjoy it, and let's do more art together. Aloha, hui hou.